Nigeria's export to China to hit $300 billion in 3 years. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) warns investors against Poyoyo Ponzi scheme. And oil prices extend gains as worries over fuel demand recede. This is Business Express on the NTA, and we're reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I'm Liakatun Babatunde. Compliments of the season, and thanks for joining us. We begin with news of global interest, talking about oil prices, which gained on Tuesday as investors hailed strong U.S. holiday season sales, and some grew less fearful about economic damage from the Omicron variant of COVID-19. Oil prices extended gains, with prices trading near the previous day's one-month high on hopes that Omicron coronavirus variant will have a limited impact on fuel demand. Brent crude rose 14 cents or 0.1% to $78.74 a barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose 25 cents or 0.3% to $75.81 a barrel, gaining for fifth straight session. Gold prices were trading higher in India this Tuesday, even as global rates remain steady. A look at prices of gold and other commodities on the global market. Nigeria's apex capital market regulator, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), has alerted the investing public that a firm known as Poyo Investment Palvest Nigeria Limited is a Ponzi scheme set up to defraud unsuspecting investors. SEC in a circular stated that its attention had been drawn to the electronic and WhatsApp messages being circulated to investors on behalf of Palvest. According to the Commission, the electronic message indicates a proposal to investors to invest in guaranteed investment plans of either a minimum capital of 100,000 naira being invested for a period of 1 month with a return on investment yield of 20% or a minimum capital of 300,000 naira being invested for a period of 3 months with monthly yield of 23% monthly. The statement added that preliminary investigation has revealed that Poyoyo Investment Nigeria Limited is purely a Ponzi scheme, as it is a non-sustainable business model that involves the collection of money from unsuspecting investors with a promise of high return without any underlying assets. The all-share index of Nigeria's stock market has advanced by 4.95% from 40,270.72 points to 42,262.85 points from the beginning of 2021 to date. 69 stocks post year-to-date gains, while another 57 posted losses all year round, and the rest flat with no gains or losses. About 51 stocks posted double-digit growth as of Christmas Day. The top 10 best performing stocks are from Christmas 2021. Regency Assurance PLC added 95%, Guinness Nigeria PLC 105%, United Capital PLC 110%, Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC 119%, University Press PLC 130%, Champion Breweries PLC 184%, Honeywell Flour Mills 188%, Vitafoam Nigeria PLC 188% as well, Royal Exchange PLC 196%, Morrison Industry PLC added a whopping 286%. Those are the figures from the bottom to the top. Infrastructural development critical to diversification of the economy, says Islamic Development Bank's Vice President.
Islamic Development, the board will be making a contribution to a project that's aimed at supporting the development of special agricultural processing zones. And we will be committing $150 million to complement other loans. But we have also been involved in several other projects in Nigeria: the Zaria Water Supply Project, projects in infrastructure, the Abakaliki Road Project, the Bida Mina road dualization project, which was initiated recently, and a host of other projects in different sectors. We are also working with Morocco with supporting the initiative to develop a gas pipeline from Nigeria to Morocco, and we will be financing aspects of the study that are being initiated now to assess the viability of this project. This is going to be what's coming on board.
As part of government's drive to transform the nation's economy, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has supported hides and skins businesses in Katsina with 2,006 bags of industrial salt to address preservation challenges. Shehu Adamu from Katsina reports that under the gesture, no fewer than 812 licensed operators of hides and skins businesses benefited to boost value chain.
Statistics indicate that on the average, Nigeria produces over 1 million hides and about 3 million skins per year from the registered abattoirs and slaughterhouses, which provide job opportunities and sustain livelihood, especially in rural areas. This therefore places the country as one of the constant supplier of leather to European and Asian markets, as Nigeria's leather is rated globally among the highest in quality. With this development, the federal government, through its Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, assisted hides and skins business operators in Katsina with industrial salt for preservation to boost local tanneries to generate foreign exchange for the country and create more jobs.
To avoid wastage of their products, that is why the federal government came in and gave them this package.
The idea behind it is to boost the morale of the hide and skin association or trade.
Under the arrangement, each of the beneficiaries received between 6 and 3 bags of the industrial salt, which they describe as encouraging, and commended the federal government.
We are grateful to federal government for the assistance. This is what we buy from market, but now being given free.
Stakeholders therefore advise the beneficiaries to make good use of the assistance and ensure proper registration of their businesses to drive the nation's economy. In Katsina, Shehu Adamu.
Now, what you invest in plays a huge role in your success. It's not just about picking stocks or earning from what is available either. It's truly making appropriate investment decisions based on your goals. As the year 2021 comes to an end, we will be taking a closer look at most popular businesses and investment on the program this morning. And our guest is Ogbonna Okuku, an investment and economic development expert. Good morning and compliments of the season.
Yeah, compliment of the season to you too.
Great. So we start by looking at the goods, the prices, of goods and services this period. They seem to be on the high side. Are these factors of demand and supply?
Yeah, usually there are a lot of factors, that come into play when it comes to this festive season, because everybody's trying to, make lots of profit. A lot of logistics bottlenecks are all, businesses are a bit encumbered right now, so you spend more to get your goods from one location to another, so those generally just make, and then, I have to also look at things like, demand and supply too, because those shortages will always occur because more people are buying, more people are going into the market to pick up one or two things, so it usually occurs, so that's why sometimes, most of the time during this festive season, you see that hike in price.
Okay, still looking at the season, what sectors of the economy shaped investors' preference this year?
Basically, I always say this: the investment landscape of any economy is actually premised on the culture of the people. Now, towards the end of the year, usually, disposable income of families, are deliberately kept for that relaxation, for us to spend more money to buy apparels, new clothes, eat special food or take our loved ones out. So those are the things that usually occur. So towards the end of the year, you find that. But when it comes to decision making, when investors want to decide on what to put their money in, first things first, you see that necessities are very crucial now, because whether we like it or not, incomes, we have slimmer incomes, and because our population is rising, and increase, so that makes income a bit slimmer. So you need to spend on very necessary things. So food stuff, things like agriculture, things like logistics, because knowing fully well that if you want to move goods from one location to another, you need a very vibrant logistics system. So people that are invested in those areas, that also be so. If I noticed when you were reading out the people that the companies that gained, you mentioned insurance companies. That also means that a lot of investment will go into the insurance sector, because a lot of goods have to be insured, because goods and services are moving from one point to another. So because of the security situation, so most people would rather have their goods insured, or have things insured, so that you if anything goes wrong, something is going to come back to you. You're not going to lose entirely.
Okay, but then looking at the bigger picture, of course, Nigerians, we love to party, and we just love to enjoy ourselves, think that or live it. And so one will be wondering, typically, what will be the investment pattern that will yield results at this time of the year, and what will be the gestation period?
Now, if anybody that wanted to, catch in on this moment would have invested like a few months back, looking at things like, because you have to, let's say if you want to, organize raves and parties for people to pay, or sell drinks to make money, you have to have locked in the entertainers, the DJs, the performance and all of that. So their calendars are already, booked. So these are things you have to have pre-planned. Now, that's to say that entertainment is something that people will make money from. And then you look at hospitality, because a lot of people want to either take their families to different locations, just to go and relax, wind up, and then just relax from the whole hard work of the year. Then I mentioned earlier the apparels, people that sell clothes, they are also going to make a lot of money, because people would, it's just a cultural thing. Everybody wants to look better, you want to look good. For example, those who are going back to, maybe their villages, or they want to go back home, you work elsewhere and then, you're going back home. You want people to see that you've done well for yourself. I mean, you look good and all of that. Then again, let's not also forget that people also buy things like new vehicles. They want to also go and show off, when they do, just go and oppress people back home. So really, those are areas that people should look at when you want to invest, and then do your maths, and then also know that it's an area that that'll be profitable. That, let me also not forget, because a lot of diaspora movement will happen. So those who are in the bureau de change, they're also going to make a lot of money. I mean, although their profits is usually very slim, but they're also going to make a lot of money, because returnees will come in with some funds that they want to actually still do that FX exchange and make some so that they can have monies to spend.
Okay, so then this season now, people are spending a lot. People are taking a profit a lot this season. Is it also a good time to invest?
Now, I think it's a good time to plan, not a good time to invest, because you need to also, stay on the fence and even know, feel the pulse of the economy from next year. That also speaks to, the budget. When you see the budget, see the direction that government wants to go to, that's actually another good area to invest, because, I mean, you need to know the direction of government so that you know where to also go to. See the passion. Those are the things that drive, investors' decision making. If you know where the nation is going, so when you sit on the table to plan, you plan towards where the nation is going, so that you don't go, you don't swim against the tide, and then it becomes difficult for you, and then you might lose money doing that.
So, for example, where should we be looking at?
Anybody that wants to invest, you're not paying me for consulting, but, but anybody that wants to invest, really, I mean, foodstuff, agriculture is a good place to put your money in, because whether you like it or not, people must eat food. You must eat food. Clothing is an area you must invest in, because nobody wants to go naked. So logistics, like I said earlier, is an area you must invest in, because goods and services must move from point A to point B. So transportation, is something, because people are moving, goods are moving. So these are areas we must consider. And like I said, like I mentioned earlier, insurance. Because everything that you hear, or any negativity, also breeds an opportunity. Because if there is security issue, that means insurance has to boom, because people have to also form the culture of investing in paying some premium, so that their goods and services will get insured. So the insurance companies will get a lot of investment, and if you invest in an insurance company, yes, definitely you will be good.
So, what will be the warning signs to look out for? We've just heard from SEC, for instance, warning against Ponzi's. Of course, people will be waiting to cash in on the windows they get, because we cannot rule out the negativities, right? So, if you're an investor or willing to invest, what will be the signs to watch out for?
No, first things first, there are things that are realistic. And then it's also good for you to get, professional advice when you want to do anything. Now, most of the people that invest in Ponzi schemes, I see them as greedy people, because, I mean, you first of all ask yourself, anybody that says I should give you 100,000 naira for you to give me a profit after 30 days of 30,000 naira, first things first, I'll ask myself, what is he going to do with that money? Even if person, I don't understand the kind of business, but there are businesses that will give you such profit. But I mean, just lay it on the table. Let me see what it is. I think, as my advice to people is, we need to have this collaborative efforts. Because, I mean, what those Ponzi schemes also create is an opportunity for you to know that teamwork works. Now, if you and a couple of your friends can actually just come together, put your resources together, right? You can invest in certain transactions that will also, but you need to, like I said, have, professional advice, then, have a proper business plan done, design it properly, like also seek an expert should help you design your business plan so that you know that this is my entry point and this is my exit point. Then have your contract all well signed. People always say, oh, when I get into collaborative efforts with people, things always go wrong because we don't do the right thing. What is the right thing? There must be contracts. So there must be terms of reference. We must sign it, seal it, no matter the relationship you have with the person. Husband and wife, friends, sign, have a contract in place. So far it is business. Those things are very crucial.
Okay, most sincerely thank you for coming on the program.
Right, thank you very much for having me.
Yes, been speaking with Obona Okuku. On our Surviving COVID-19 series, today is a story of Oluwaseun Adeguwa, a fashion designer who, courtesy of the CBN intervention, is expanding her business and ready for exports.
Surviving COVID-19 series is brought to you in partnership with the Central Bank of Nigeria.
My name is Oluwaseun Adeguwa. I am the CEO of Presidential Stitches Fashion House, Shagamu, Ogun State. Before I got the loan, we were actually using local machines and we have little industrial machines that we were using. But after I accessed the loan, we were able to acquire more industrial machines, and that makes our work faster and we deliver on time as well. The work that we do and the kind of claims that we have, I think it's better because a lot of people can now see this place to be up to standard to what they see around, probably in Lagos or Abuja or outside the country, because there is no machine that people use outside that we don't have now here in Shagamu. If you look at people that are living outside Nigeria, you will notice that a lot of people have access to loan. It's even easier outside the country than the way it is now in Nigeria. If government can actually improve on this and do this more, it will help a lot of micro businesses. We have a lot of production companies in Nigeria that are still producing on a smaller scale. So if they can access the loan, they can actually be producing on a larger scale and be importing out of the country, which will actually help the economy.
Surviving COVID-19 series is brought to you in partnership with the Central Bank.
News from the United States shows that Apple Incorporated has closed its major New York City retail stores, including its Fifth Avenue, Soho, Grand Central, and World Trade Center locations to shoppers because of rising COVID-19 cases. The closures include 16 stores across New York, with Upper West Side, West 14th Street, Staten Island, and Bronx locations all affected. The temporary move also includes stores in Huntington Station and Manhasset. Many companies in the U.S. have closed many stores in recent weeks to cope with the highly contagious Omicron variant. Global markets update is next with Nekaoko.
Stocks in Asia largely rose in Tuesday trade after the S&P 500 notched yet another record close on Wall Street overnight. Japan's Nikkei 225 led gains among the region's major markets as it gained 1.37% at 29,069.16. Mainland Chinese stocks closed higher as the Shanghai Composite gained 0.39% to 3,630.11, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index sat slightly lower by 0.06%. In Europe, London's FTSE is seen opening 0.02% at 7,372.10. Germany's DAX is expected to open 25 points higher at 15,860, and France's CAC 40 up 14 points. In the US, the S&P 500 jumped almost 1.4% in overnight trade to its 69th record close of the year. The technology-heavy Nasdaq Composite also saw robust gains, surging 1.39%, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed 351.82 basis points. The market is expected to maintain momentum into the day. Meanwhile, major stocks in Africa are still closed for the holidays, but are expected to open higher after the holiday-themed trade.
That wraps this edition of Business Express. Remember to keep in touch with us, so do send in your comments, observations, and suggestions. Also be informed that all previous episodes are available on YouTube on the NTS channel. Join us again on Wednesday at 3 p.m. for another episode. I am Leah Katun. Baba Tunde. Stay blessed.